Hello everyone, my name is Zile Wang, and this is the video to talk about my thoughts about leadership after an interview which is done with a businessman. So for the question 1, why I choose this man? The man I choose for my interview is Mr. Huang, which is the top boss of the CAV audio company in Guangzhou, China. And the reason why I know him is because before 2 years ago, I went to the Guangzhou Export Community Fairs as the assistant of my father, and Mr. Huang also one of my customers. So during the discussion in those days, I think wow, he is really a successful businessman because his brand actually is a big brand in the local city, and his company has over 500 employees. So I think he must have some experience about how to in charge about such a big organizations, and he must have something can teach me about the leadership. And also for my personal future, I think I really want to be a businesswoman who can help my father to charge his company. So I think I have to learn something from others' company, why their companies can have such a good performance. So this is the reason why I choose Mr. Huang in my interview. So for the question 2, the student's perception of the leader. So during the whole interview, I think Mr. Huang is a leader who really care about the emotions of the employees, because during the whole interview he just mentioned the confidence, mentioned the emotions for many times. And the original word he told me is that as a leader, to treat your employees, to treat your group members, you have to give them double encouragement but half criticism, which means when your members just did a good job, you have to reward them directly. You have to show your positive attitude directly. You have to encourage them and show your good words directly, such as I'm just satisfied with your performance. Your performance is really great, and I love your performance. And at that time, the employees will just remember this time. We just remember this emotion, and they will be look forward to doing a better job in the next time. But however, if the employees just did some bad or they just make some mistake, maybe at that time you cannot just say the bad words directly, because you can just mention a little, and because of the guilty, the other employees will understand what you want to say, and they will know that they have to do something to make up for their mistake. So for the whole words, the Mr. Huang just let me know that the confidence of the employee is really easy to build up. You can just give some positive words, then they can be confident. But however, the confidence also be really easy to broken. So the confidence of the employees is the key words of the successful business. You must to know how to keep the confidence of the employees. Then you can keep the good performance for your company. And about the question 3, the key leadership characteristics. Because Mr. Huang didn't major in the leadership, and he also didn't learn some leadership theories, so the next words I will talk just from my observations about Mr. Huang. Mr. Huang, as I think, his characteristic is a little complicated, because sometimes he is a participative leader who is just encourage many different opinions, but sometimes he seems a directive leader. Why I say this? Because from his words, when he just have some daily meeting with the other employees to talk about the future plan about the company, if this decision making is about the marketing, such as what kind of products they should have in the future decade years, if their product have to change some functions, yes, something like this one. Yes, at that time, the Mr. Huang will really welcome to listen many different opinions from different employees from the different departments. They will think the creative, the good idea is good. He will encourage all people to participate in this program, to give their thoughts about this program. But if the decision making is about the organization, about the whole management organizations, about the company structure, such as who should be the leader of this group, who should charge in this department, who should be the little boss about this program. At this time, the Mr. Huang seems is a directive leader. He just made this decision by himself. He just inform others that I have to arrange this job to someone. And at that time, he didn't ask anyone to participate in this decision. So From the marketing decision, he just like a participative leader, but from the organization and the management decision, he just seems like a directive leader. And for the question 4, my perception of the individuals. So for the whole interview, the Mr. Huang told me that actually he just know a little about how to make the audios. He didn't know many professional knowledge about how to make the audio, such as what kind of parts should audio should have. And he also said that as a leader, you don't have to prepare many professional knowledge. The only things you can know just how to deal with the relationship between different employees, different departments, and you must know how to use them very well to help your performance. And I think his words also helped me to think of. I remember one of our class this semester, the professor asked us a question about, do you think a leader should be creative or not? At that time, my answer is no, because I think the people who can put forward the creative idea should be the possibility of the employees. The leaders can, the only things for the leaders to do just to find someone who is creative, who can give you new ideas. Yes, that's all we have to do. We just find people with different advantages and just arrange them to the different position of the whole organizations. So I think the Mr. Huang's words just support my views again. Is that the leader don't have to be really creative. The only things they can do just know the relationship, know how to use different people in different position. And the 5th question, key statements. I think the key statements of the Mr. Huang is that you have to stand by their perspective for the employees, including their emotions, including their confidence, but also including their welfare. Yes, he mentioned welfare. There are 2 details of his example which made me so amazing. The first one is Mr. Huang buys so many air conditioners for each dormitory of workers. I know maybe the air conditioners in US just the basic elements of the working environment. However, in China, not so many companies can prepare the air conditioners for each workers, but Mr. Huang did, and he also admitted that it's a really huge cost of the company, but he still thinks this money just worthwhile because of these air conditioners, they can improve the workers' quality of their life. They will also willing to give a better performance. And the second detail is Mr. Huang just give 5 extra days for the vacation for the whole year to the workers, which means each workers can get 5 more days for the vacation. Yes, and the Mr. Huang told me that after this decision, all the workers were really happy, and they're also just willing to do more job, to do more for the companies in the daily life. So I think this decision is a clever decision, and these things I will just go back to tell my father in the future to use in our companies. And these are all the thoughts about my leadership interview. Thank you for watching.